Album Concept Hour. The Album Concept Hour. It's the Album Concept Hour.
Welcome everybody to the Album Concept Hour. My name is Brad LeBaron. I am your host as always. And today we have our co-host with the Mo host. He is Virtual John. What's going on, Virtual John?
VJ John checking in, boys and girls.
Yep.
How y'all doing?
Pretty good. Out there in Middleton land. It's snowing down on us right now.
Oh man, it is snowing good.
Yeah. It's we're gonna get.
The roads are not fun driving home from work tonight.
Yeah. But we're used to the snow around here. We have a very special guest in the studio today. This is our first ever crossover episode. I mean, you have been on, but like we were talking about before, it was like kind of a different kind of episode. But we have RamBunxious on the podcast. What's going on, Ram?
What's good? What's happening?
And he's the host of the Pick Apart the Passion podcast, which I hope that you've checked out already.
That would be awesome if they had.
I think
awesome.
I think there's a few people that probably have.
So,
yeah, we've plugged it, as much as I can, on this podcast. You interview, different artists from like a variety of things. What kind of artists would you say you're like particularly interested in that show?
Mainly hip hop. I mean, that's the basis of it has been hip hop. We did Martel the Painter. We're going to have producers on there.
Yeah.
Me and you talking about chefs.
We're going to branch out into other stuff. Yeah.
My brother's a radio host, him and his homie, and we're going to have him as DJ. We'll have them on there at some point, which they have a show in Arizona where they play underground stuff from Arizona only instead of the regular radio station format where, you play top 40 and stuff like that,
Yeah.
So I wanted to have them on because they do something for just independent artists. It'll be interesting. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because podcast, having radio people on is an interesting thing, actually.
Well, because that sounds kind of similar to what Pick Apart the Passion is. Because like at this point, it's been a lot of people like from nearby, like Chicago, Milwaukee.
Yeah. I mean that's by default of who I know.
Mm-hmm.
If I could get other artists from other places on, I'm gonna start trying to do that, or bigger artists. That'd be great. But I'm just going with what's acceptable or accessible. Excuse me. You know what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So but
start with what you got, man.
Exactly. So I mean, I'd like to get other types of artists musically too around the area. You know what I'm saying? If there's R&B artists, country artists, I'll do that. I'm not big on country, so I kind of want to do music genres I like.
But I mean, we do have a lot of talent in the area. It's like the Midwest is a really like slept on like area as far as talent goes. I mean, people love Chicago. Everyone knows that there's stuff happening in Chicago, but the Midwest isn't just Chicago.
No. There's actually an R&B singer I just forgot about. Like soul R&B, and he does like acoustic R&B too, kind of folkish.
Okay.
But it mixes the two, and that's this dude Soul True, who I want to get on there at some point.
Okay.
He's in Des Moines, I believe, Iowa.
Nice.
And then another dude in Iowa too, Case the Joint, is in Dubuque, and I just talked to him, and I actually asked him, and he was like, "Yeah, that'd be dope." So
and I know Bofat, like he just commented, and he's like, "Hey, let me know next time you're doing one."
Yeah, he felt like he had some shit to say, which is funny because I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, I wanted to get you on by yourself." But it was mad funny because I'm like, oh man, did we say something wrong or?
No, but now he's got a taste. Like he wants on. So I'm excited.
I can't wait.
I'm excited.
That's gonna be fun. Yeah. I haven't put together a catalog on that one because he has so many albums. It's like
I was about to say, let's talk about that just quick though. You have one project you're working on right now called Rambo Fat, right?
Yeah, with Bofat.
With Bofat.
His name is Bofaat.
Yeah.
And then I go by RamBunxious. So we went Rambo Fat like the 90s hip hop slang. You know what I'm saying? And so I did that because I just thought it was a funny play on words.
Yeah.
And then we did this like Rambo character as the cover art. We did like a Rambo type character holding an NPC and a machine gun, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
Something like that. Yeah.
It's a dope cover. It's
It's funny.
It's a fun cover.
I think his son drew that cover, man. Bo Fat's son drew that cover.
Oh wow.
His son's like it's not like a little kid. He's like 20 or something. Or 18.
Okay.
But he's dope. I mean, he did that. Here's the funny thing. He told me, "Hey, I'm gonna have my son draw a cover." I'm like, "Cool." Like 30 minutes later, he's like, "Yo, here's the cover." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, like that's
cool.
crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you
I
know?
he was just saying it willy nilly, and he was like, "No, he's doing it right now."
Oh, do you know? Does he like normally do covers, or does this one he just felt his kid felt inspired or something?
I think he felt inspired. I don't know.
Yeah,
I know he was saying him and his girl and his kid really liked the music that we doing for that, which is is yet to come out. We got one song out, but but yeah. So I don't know. It was just weird to me. Dude works fast. He don't play around. Like he tells you he's gonna do something, you'll get it like 30. You like. Hour later, 30 minutes later. He says he's gonna send you. You ask for 1 beat, he'll send you 4. It's like, he was a maniac. He's a maniac with the work.
Yeah, we haven't actually mentioned Bo Fat much on this podcast, but he's this like German producer that like has just been sending out all of these beats like to various people in this area. Seems to be Midwest. I don't know if he like has stuff going out to every other part of the country, but like,
well, he does. Yes,
there's a lot of
Arizona, New Mexico.
Okay.
There's a few places. All around the world, really. Like I get people hitting me from Russia and different places, like, "Hey, you want to collab?" and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's really interesting, actually. All through working with Bo Fat. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's kind of a new, like not a completely new frontier, but like there's like new capabilities now because of just technology and shit. You know?
Oh yeah.
You can
networking's real.
Yeah, you can just get on Zoom like this and just like collaborate on shit if you really want to.
Well, and hip hop's grown to be the biggest. They say the biggest most influential music art form in the world right now.
Yeah.
So I think that growth has made it to where.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Now you're gonna meet people in the UK.
Yeah.
Germany, Canada, Africa. I got a few cats in Africa. This 14-year-old dude in Africa. He's interesting because he always tags me in his posts on Instagram and like asking me how to get better and stuff. And I'm thinking like I give him advice, but it's like
Yeah.
I don't know how to make it either, man.
right. Well, and especially here, like we've had hip hop for we invented hip hop. It's from here, right? Like and it's it's
kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of way, there's a loophole there because.
Oh, is there a loophole?
Well, not a loophole, but it's different. There's a new revelation in recent years where they say that it was Puerto Rican kids, Black kids, Jamaican kids, Haitian kids, all Dominican, all that in the Bronx and in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
But that Jamaican dance hall brought it over.
Huh.
Right? They say that they basically the cats that invented it were from Jamaica originally, and so they brought this sound over here from Jamaica that ended up being hip hop.
Okay.
It's really interesting though because it's like a story that wasn't always told, and it's recently been told. So technically, it's not from America, but it's like almost like they brought the seed to America, and we fucking grew the plant. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it is because of the stories.
Good old melting pot.
Yeah. I mean, that's
yeah.
Well, I mean, then with all the stories that are inherent in hip hop, like it does seem to be very like American in that sense, because like it's a lot of times about living on the street of U.S.
America.
It's important fucking
That's
shit.
a good segue into this story too.
Yeah.
This album.
I was about to say this album is we're doing, I don't know if we said yet, Prince Paul, Prince Among Thieves. Usually I forget to say that till like 10 minutes in. And it's a really long hip hop album. It's 35 tracks. We're doing the first 19 today, and then the last however much left that is for the second episode. But yeah, it's a really long tale play-by-play of someone that's like about to like become like a rising star in hip hop, like
right on the verge.
Right on the verge.
Very painful story.
But wait. Actually, before we get into that, I actually wanted to turn the tables on you, Ram. You asked this question for a lot of people that come on your podcast, but how did you get involved in hip hop?
Oh shit, that's true. I do. I ask that every time.
Yeah, man.
Well, my brother. all right. How did I involve? I mean, I was been listening to hip hop since I was little. Like I was 6 years old. Like I literally have tapes of me and my brother at like 6 and 8 years old.
Oh yeah.
Or maybe he's 8, I'm 6, and we rapping every word. We Run DMC and Houdini and
like like copying what they're doing like on your own tape.
Literally like 1984, 1986, 1988 around in there, and like giving Grammy speeches, right?
Giving Grammy speeches,
we would record ourselves on like the old where you had to push the record and play at the same time.
Oh yeah.
We tape recorder on the night, 60 minutes, 90 minutes on each side, whatever, and 45 minutes on each side, 90 minutes, whatever.
That's hilarious.
And we would just record stuff, and so then my brother actually started rapping for real. About I'd say when I was 15, he was 17. Him and this dude formed a group called No Question.
Okay.
And it was KNOW, so like no question, right?
Yeah.
And they were huge. Like they had this tape that they had put out with they had found some producers and a manager around Arizona that was running this promoter that was running TMC Presents, which did a lot of shows back then. This is all to set it up is a little long-winded, but long story short, my brother does that and then another album, and this other album gets them signed. Or no, it gets them almost signed, and then he gets a solo deal. Oh. And he got a solo deal with a dude that used to own half of Interscope. Ted Fields started a company called Artist. He started a company called Artist Direct. It was actually one of the first online record companies, right?
Yeah.
Because the internet just started bubbling.
Yeah.
It was like 2000, 99, 2000. And so he's doing a lot of big stuff. And
wow.
But during that period before him getting signed and him starting, when he's about 19 and I'm like 17, then I wrote my first actual rhyme at like 15, and it wasn't long enough. I thought it was like long enough, and it was like 4 lines, right?
Yeah.
So I had no frame of reference for how long a rhyme was supposed to be. Then I was like 18, I wrote another one, and then by 19, I started writing 4, 5, 6 rhymes a day. I had no beats though, because back then you couldn't just go get beats. You had to know somebody, and you had to buy them, and it was a process.
Oh yeah. You can just go to SoundCloud and scroll through and find someone.
And even back then, the people making beats, how did they get them to you? They would put them on CD. You know what I mean? So you get a group, but you paying a lot of money because people these are real producers. It wasn't like everybody was producing because everybody didn't have the equipment. So I just started just rhyming, writing without beats. And then I would go to the store and grab a single back then, like from the record store or CD store, and they would have the single and then the instrumental. So then I just started writing to that.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
About 22 years old, I recorded for the first time in the studio, and it just been curtains from there. I've just been making music ever since. You know what I'm saying?
Hell yeah.
So that's how I got into this shit. I mean,
what's funny about your story is that it's kind of like, it really makes you realize why old rappers used to use like beats from like the 70s and like on records and stuff.
Yeah, it made it easier. It was availability.
Yeah.
I mean, because if you don't have an MPC was $5,000. I mean, who the fuck got $5,000?
Yeah.
They just in the last 15 years or so went down to like $2,500.
Yeah, I know, right? Like I am so lucky. Like as far as sound equipment goes, like we are really, really lucky as far as like price goes. Like it's so much smaller.
It used to be, it would almost be impossible. Like you had to, if you knew somebody with a studio and a setup to record, it was like, oh, like, it was like, holy shit.
And they had stuff that they'd had for like 10 years or more, like that they just clumped together, like, And the thing is also, I remember that, like, because somebody would have a studio and like one of the old big chord keyboards or something to be able to make different sounds. Yeah.
And because you would have like 8, 10 dudes just hanging out at their house all the time.
Yeah.
Certain nights where we would just be hanging out there, drinking 40, smoking, doing whatever.
Yeah.
And it would just be, you just be making songs. Yeah. It was wild. A lot of mixtape stuff.
Yeah. No, I mean, I remember I wasn't like into hip hop until later, but I've since like watched like the documentaries that have come out recently that have been really good and thorough about it. And just there was like in different places, those houses where like people would just fucking work all day, all night on beats and
there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
I remember sitting in on a lot of those sessions, and they wouldn't let me rap yet because I wasn't good enough. I mean, now anybody can make a song, but like I had to earn my stripes in a sense to be able to get on a record. And it was like, Well, so that was interesting to have those kind of, you had to work your way up. Like that's one thing is we had to get good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It wasn't like you could just say, hey, I think I'm good. My homie next to me thinks I'm good. So we're going to make some records. It was like, no, the people around you who were good had to think you were good.
Yeah. You have to prove it to someone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Before
and
you
then there's
could...
dudes you seeing dudes within their crew and you better than them. And you're like, hold up, man. And then you got to prove it. I remember.
Yeah.
My brother had this 10-person group called 10 Commandments back in the day.
Ooh,
and
nice.
And it was dope, man. They were so dope. And they had lost 2 members to street circumstances and such. And they needed 2 more. So I had to do this audition where I come and spit 2 16-bar verses to see if I could be in the group.
Yeah.
And I killed it. And I was, you know what I mean? I did 1 or 2 shows. And then long story,
nice.
I think it was when my daughter was born and I moved here. I don't remember really, but I'm foggy because I'm old 42 and I've gotten drunk a lot and smoked weed and shit. But
yeah. For sure.
I remember it was a little foggy.
Yeah.
You'll have that.
I'm 32 and I have a little bit of that happening.
Well, I'm just saying. Yeah. It started at like 30. Yeah. But anyway. So yeah, that's how I got to doing this, man.
Nice.
It became an obsession.
Yeah.
Just write rhymes. That's it. And then I kept going. You know what I'm saying? Different groups.
It's funny that you mentioned the you and your brother talking on like a recorder thing because I recently discovered.
You should hear them tapes, man. It's hilarious. I'm sampling some of it.
My mom recently discovered a tape where I am basically just like pestering people and asking them questions on this like tape.
Oh, that's
like
funny.
all throughout the house. I have no recollection of it at all. I'm just like,
everybody thinks
I'm also
shit. You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, between like the farting and burping, it's just me running around annoying my family members.
We fight on that. We fight on our tapes and shit.
Yeah, but hey,
who's gonna sing?
And like, and now I'm like, like talking to random people because like
funny.
apparently I just need to talk into a mic.
That's funny as shit.
Yeah.
Actually, there's one. There's one tape where every song that we do because we would turn on songs and record New Edition.
Yeah.
Fat Boys. Fat
just
Boys.
Whatever.
Fat Boys. Eating Kentucky Fried Chicken, you be ill and different shit. Anyway.
Yeah.
So there were times when you would hear the same song twice because my mom had to give me a turn. And then my brother turned. Right? it did because we would fight. We would like physically fight. Me and my brother.
So your mom was like being judicious about it.
Yeah,
like, hey,
like
come on.
Here, right now, you do it, then you do it. Oh, it's funny as hell, man. Yeah. Listening to him.
Oh, you guys never collaborated on a track?
Well, it's funny about that. We collaborated on 3 tracks so far.
Yeah.
And for some reason, every time something's happened where they got lost.
Oh no.
It's a long story, but there's weird stories. Like 2 tracks I did, and he got on one when I visited Arizona, and then somehow they got lost. I lost the disc that they gave me for the songs when I got back here.
Yeah.
And then the studio only keeps them for a certain amount of time.
Oh,
so it's been weird. Yeah. But we're actually about to work on a project called Ancestral Narrative.
Yeah.
Martell actually did this cover art where he painted my face as this warrior mask.
Oh wow!
And so it's dope, and he put He has this Ancestral Narrative series thing.
Yeah, check that episode out. By the way, the Martell Chapman episode that we did. He's
crazy.
Especially the YouTube version because like we go through a little bit of his art. Yeah, jazz art. It's really cool. That's like the 3rd episode, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah.
You're good. It's funny because I went through the episodes and didn't remember that this one. What number this one was, and I'm looking. I've totally forgot about the New Day episode, or the excuse me, the
Dope for Now. Yeah.
Totally forgot about it. I'm like, oh yeah, this.
Yeah. That one was that was a weird one.
Yeah, well, it was me and my dudes being stupid. Basically.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. That was fun though. Yeah.
Oh hell yeah. That was great.
But you guys want to get into the first track of this album? It's the main character is Tyreek, and it's I'll just play the first part. We can get into it.
Damn, look at True, man. I know he's dead. I know it. If I make it, how can I explain this to my mom, my girl? The organization gonna kill me anyway. Damn, I can't live with this shit.
So yeah, it starts out pretty harsh.
Yes, it comes in heavy.
Yeah.
I think it's dope though the way he tells the story. It gives you that attention grabber right away.
Yeah.
And then gets into the set. It's like no setup. He's just boom hits you, and then later on starts to get into the story, the details. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
like my first listen through, like I think by the time I got to the end of the album, I had like forgotten about the first few tracks.
Right. Yeah.
So the second listen through, I'm like, oh damn, like
it's one of them projects where you got to listen to it more than once. Like I said, I hadn't heard it in years, and we were listening. I'm like, oh man, this is crazy. Like I forgot how crazy it is. Like how just precise, and the story is precise.
It is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
very detail oriented.
It almost might seem like a little loose here and there, but like it's not. Like I think when it does seem loose, it's because he's making a joke with the production. You know, because he's like, he's a master producer. You know.
Yeah. I mean, he goes all over the place with production. You know.
Yeah.
It's very tight. Yeah, it's a very tight story.
Yeah. Especially
very tight musically all the way around.
Yeah.
The samples are very detailed in the way he places them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from the bell ringing later in the album. You know, but it's and the background on that even.
Yeah, the atmosphere. There's a lot of atmosphere to the sketches. Like some sketches in rap albums don't have the fully fleshed out atmosphere like this, but he's like putting like, you know, stuff that's in the room.
Voiceover work, like stuff.
Yeah.
That stuff is crazy.
Yeah. It's he's putting a lot of effort into that part of it. Kind of like there was this Iced Earth album that we did where there was, you know, a lot of atmospheric stuff, and it was kind of like a TV show type of deal.
That's dope.
By the way, fuck Iced Earth though, because apparently one of the guys was at the storming of the Capitol.
Oh shit!
But we already did that episode, so we can't take it back. But no, this is the I love like I was saying, it reminds me of when I was trying to do the improv podcast, the Rolling Stone one, because like that was my focus, was the atmospheric shit, like the me knocking on the door, or like, you know, someone yelling in the background type of shit. It's I totally understand that mindset of trying to like figure out like the room, you know. But yeah, there's a lot of sketches like this. There's that's why there's so many tracks, is because there's like 20-second, like, you know, 30-second things here and there
of acting, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah. So yeah, it's you're not, I guess, first time listening through, you're not supposed to know what's going on yet. So we'll leave it a little vague right now. But yeah, since we got a lot of tracks to get to, we'll get to the next one, which is called Pain.
It got real with hot steel coming in, cutting and jigging, digging deeper, aching, keep awaking. The rest is long, but goddamn it, the pressure's strong. Fucking pain, clutching my brain, touching the veins, arteries bleeding heavily. Part of me leaving steadily.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. It's kind of a continuation of the first track, really.
Yeah, I think it's super dope, though. Like the lyrical content to describe the story and how he starts off with that is kind of crazy. Like, because those bars, those are like still dope lyrics, and he's telling a story. It's not like he's sacrificing one for the other.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And you hear that in that song a lot. Like,
yeah,
it's kind of crazy how good the writing is, that he's still saying some, you know, deep bars, like deep meaning, you know, for lyrics, but it's telling the story still. You know what I mean?
Well, because like his, I feel like his character is like kind of like timid for the most part, like, you know, because he's like he's still, you know, hasn't experienced a lot of the like harshness and stuff. So like, yeah, I feel like at this point in the album is like, or, you know, where they're starting on the album, like he's gone through a lot of stuff, but like, yeah, you can kind of tell in the way he's acting with the character that he's naive, you know?
Yeah, but still good lyrically, and still that you can hear the confidence when he goes in there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah. So I think that's interesting. It's hard to carry a story as an MC.
I think that's what's dope. Interesting about it. He takes the stage when he like his character like, you know, does his verses, like he really like takes like and shines on each one of those like in particular.
As the character, but then the character's kind of him, but it's kind of not, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting. Yeah. I don't know.
It's like weird. He's his own narrator as well. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Like the narrator that knows everything, but you know, I don't know. Yeah,
that's interesting. Yeah.
I wonder if that's supposed to be a. I don't know. I just thought of that actually.
I'm sure it's on purpose.
Yeah,
you know, the type of storyteller he's always been in tracks, and the type of music he does, and that just the creativity behind this, and we talk about Handsome Boy Modeling School. That's another.
Yeah.
I didn't know those two. It's like. Yeah. You know he did it on purpose. There's no detail missed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you know,
it's a really good story about a lesson, but also once you kind of know the whole story, it's a lesson entrenched in real life as well.
Right? Yeah. Absolutely.
It's very real lesson.
Like he's trying to tell you from his experience. He gets to tell a story about this tragedy. But because he's alive and he's the one telling the story, he gets to tell it from the perspective of the person.
Yeah,
right.
It's just a very cool vantage point.
Yeah.
You know, very cinematic, actually. Very cinematic.
Yeah.
A coming of age tale in a sense, which is weird.
It is.
To say in hip hop, you know.
Yeah. It's definitely, you know, it's definitely trying to do like a Tommy type thing where it's like a character you're following, like start to finish.
Yeah, I don't know much about that. I know what it is, but I don't know much about it in terms of. I've never listened to it.
It was, you know, 2 discs again, like really long, and like, you get like his whole life pretty much of the one character.
Okay.
So, I think that's
Billy Idol, right?
Oh no, that's the Who.
The Who. All right, my fault.
But yeah, apparently, like with the score, they kind of were trying to do a Tommy type thing. So,
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
I'm probably missing some music history that I'm tripping on. Y'all probably like this motherfucker ain't heard Tommy.
Well, hey man,
no.
Tommy is a fucking trip though. Like I'll tell you straight up, like it is.
Man,
it goes all over the goddamn place.
All right, I'm about to
yeah.
I should have a blunt or something.
It's like very much in the like time period where acid was like at its peak.
Oh hell,
you know what I mean? So yeah,
right on.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's what's up.
But it's like, you know, following the same character throughout and
similar. Okay.
Yeah,
that's dope.
Yeah. We've done a few that follow a character. Like I think we've had a handful of them that follow like one guy. But yeah. But this one is like really really good. But before we get to like all the pain that he's gone through here, like we got to find out where it all started. So
right.
Here's track 3, where it all started, or how it all started.
Damn. Well, I need 5 more minutes sleep.
Boy, you better get your ass up and go to work. I told you about hanging out late with that studio shit when you know you got to go to work in the morning. You better start focusing on getting your shit straight.
So yeah, that's a little example of where we were talking about like the atmospheric shit.
Classic.
Like you hear everything. You hear the door open, the knock. You know,
it paints the picture that everybody's don't been through. Your mama waking you up and you like, oh come on man, I don't want to get up, and then
yeah.
It
painted it well though.
Yeah,
it's like right before this too is like you get the end of like his monologue and he's like, but yeah, sometimes you gotta know how it all started, and then that's when you get the
wake up.
The what is that? The alarm clock going off.
Yeah.
Classic bell alarm clock.
Yeah. Which is an interesting choice. But you're right, because at that time it's not like that was the only type of alarm clock. There's plenty of alarm clocks. But he chose the old school one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
And it's very like again very cinematically done in the head. You can see going from like ghostly figure to like his room. Oh, man, I do not want to get out of bed, dude.
This absolutely should be a movie.
God damn it, Mom. Just 5 more minutes.
I'm surprised that.
Matt, get your ass on bed, son.
Yeah. It's like, it's like he automatically puts that picture right in your head. Boom. As soon as you hear it. As soon as you hear it, it's like boom, line by line, it paints the picture. You know what I'm saying? And sets up story later that we'll get to, obviously. But
yeah. And I just noticed something too. It's saying here on Genius that Tyreek and True are saying, but as with every ending, there's always a beginning and how it started. I don't know if I heard that when I was listening through, but
it's 2 voices.
Yeah. I think it's saying here.
I did not hear that, but that's really cool.
Yeah. That's a nice. Thank you, Genius.
Well, it's kind of like I guess we'll get to it later, so I don't want to ruin this part.
We will.
This is going to be. This is definitely going to be one of those.
About. We will get to that later.
I was about to say this is one of those episodes where like there are things that happen in chronological order that matter in that order. So
spoiler alert if we fuck up.
Yeah, we will probably fuck up.
No, this is like the definition of like what we do here. This is like when we describe the wall to people. This is very linear. This is very planned out.
Yeah.
This is very well done.
Yeah, and we should mention that, it's not only like well done, well produced, but he has just got a ridiculous amount of people working on this with him.
Cast.
Yeah, the cast and crew is.
Do you recognize their voices?
This is one of the few episodes we've done where the album actually has a cast in the wiki.
Yeah.
Like there's a cast, there's the DJs, there's background extras even for this album.
Right.
And it's a long list.
Chris Rock is in this?
Whoa, LP's in this.
Chris Rock?
Chris Rock
is in it. Yeah. Apparently LP's somewhere in the background.
Yeah.
Fucking no idea about that. But
I mean, it's just he went all out. It took a long time. I remember this. I remember his album taking a long time to. They talked about it, and then it came out a long time later. But
okay, but
Chris Rock plays a crackhead.
Yeah, he plays the Pookie type character, like from New Jack City or something. It's fucking funny as hell that he brought that back. Actually,
then we got Everlast as Officer O'Malley Bitchkowski.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Yeah.
And I remember I heard a story somewhere where Everlast said that he had to convince him to play that part because he didn't want to play a fucking cop. He's like, I don't want to play a cop. What are you talking about? I'm not gonna play a cop. And he had to convince him to play.
Like, someone's got to do it.
I mean, but I mean, I can understand Everlast.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's just like
right after he just released like Whitey Ford Does the Blues.
Yeah,
too.
right. Yeah.
He was like trying to get himself a reputation,
and he might have been trying to get away from an image that would be a cop. I don't know. Who knows what he was doing? But I don't know if I would have wanted to play a cop on somebody's album.
Yeah. It's like, is there anything else really?
Yeah,
like, just the cop.
Can I be the cop that goes crooked at least? Well, he does. Oh wait.
Oh, well, I mean, ACAB, right?
So next,
let's get to this next track. This is Steady Slobbin'.
Oh yeah, this is hilarious.
Shorty catching feelings, then you know a nigga snuck out.
You call that sexual healing? Get the fuck out.
But first the nigga sitting on the throne and drop this bomb, and then I gather up the motherfucking squad and continue the steady slobbing.
Steady slob.
Had to get that steady slobbing in there.
Yeah, it's that's him borrowing from the track Steady Mobbin'. That's Ice Cube.
Oh,
like
okay.
It's same beat, and
That's
he
right.
mimicked the beat and the Steady Mob, and he mimicked the whole part. It's funny because I'm not sure.
I don't think I've actually heard that track. Actually,
Oh, you should peep it. It's funny as hell. It's a great track.
Yeah.
It's not the track's not funny that Ice Cube did. It's a hard track, but it's
Steady
funny
Mobbin'.
that he stole that track for this and made it comedy. Like it's almost a parody of it.
Yeah. Because like they're talking about prostitutes, right?
Right.
Yeah. They're just like walking down the street and kind of seeing them as they're walking down the street, right?
I mean, I mean, obviously the story gets descriptive, but it's just a great play on the real song.
Yeah. No, I wish
which
I
is
would
a conscious song, kind of, hard conscious song.
Yeah, I like that. I like it when people take something very serious and then make it into something parody. Yeah.
So,
I mean, I was
so it was genius.
Weird
to me,
Al.
that's a genius idea.
Yeah. for sure.
And there's familiarity within your story.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
And it's also, I mean, it's a callback. It's like it's also, you know, saying like I love this track and I want it in my stuff. Yeah.
Which is super dope. I don't even know who produced that track in the first place. He could have had something to do with the original track. I don't know. Yeah.
Who knows? Honestly,
who knows? Yeah, I'd have to check that out. But
yeah. But yeah, I just wanted to mention one line. Where was it? The line that we actually chose here. Oh yeah. He's trying to get busy with her, and he's like, yo, she's like, yo, that's my belly button. Like, and he's like, I'm coming. It's just, and she's like, oh, you call that sexual healing? Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I like his self-deprecation. You know?
Yeah, and it almost shows the naiveness of the character, like he's young and don't know shit.
Yeah. He's like, you know, he's trying to experience life. You know, he's trying to like, you know, get out there and see some shit. But yeah,
it's funny.
There's a lot of funny moments throughout the album. Like it's some serious shit, but
I'm sorry. Yeah, well, that's the thing. He paints this serious life and this serious culture in a funny ass way, man.
Yeah,
like from jump. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From the start of the album almost.
Yeah.
He just starts out poking fun at it immediately. It's fun. That's crazy to me. It's weird how he did both and juggled it well.
I think, those are some of my favorite artists is where they can do both comedy and seriousness in the same couple of lines, even. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
That's why that's why I'm a big like LP fan. He's joking like constantly throughout his lyrics. You know?
Oh yeah, he does a lot of storytelling too. It's
and
crazy.
he likes the sci-fi shit. You know, he's always doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys want to get on to the next track, Just Another Day? I think this might be a sketch track, maybe.
I think so.
Yeah. I can't remember. I pick these when I'm drunk a lot of the time.
Yeah, so it's all good. We just hear it as we go.
Scrape up a fucking G before Wednesday to finish the demo. Fortunately, my boy True got dough. He should be able to lace me until I get this record deal. He knows I'm good for it. We're like brothers.
Best for you, just make some money, baby, and be a man.
Oh man. Yeah. It's
that's a nice setup there for
what's gonna happen.
Oh man, he does not know what he's getting himself into.
Well, you know,
just trying to get $1,000 for a record deal, man.
Yeah, well, that and his mom's on his back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah, like,
and
I think that's what I liked about the clip I chose is like it's that like that pressure that she's putting on him financially, and he's trying to like do right by her and make some money and like, you know, like do what she's telling him to do essentially, but like not probably how she'd want him to do it, you know?
Right. Exactly. Well, of course not. Yeah.
Yeah. But like he's got that pressure though, which is like, you know, very like real pressure, like to, you know, to get out of the nest or whatever.
Yeah, for sure. It's also one of the tracks I was saying before. I don't know if this was on camera or on we were recording earlier or not.
No,
but
go on.
I was saying what was I saying about the mix?
Yeah.
The mix and the mastering of it.
Yeah.
Like the way those blended together well and faded in and out, the voices and stuff. Like just those little things about this album.
Oh, yeah.
On impressing me of how it helps tell the story in a narration way even better because the mix is so good. You can hear everything. Yeah. It's not like anything's protruding or, you know.
Yeah. That's true. He fades them really, really perfectly so that.
Yeah. And that's important. And he does all of that too. Prince Paul does all that shit himself.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
It's like it adds a storytelling element to it, you know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, the narration's flawless.
Yeah. But yeah, it's also setting up the stakes of the story. Like he's trying to get a record deal. He's got a really good track that he's trying to get to the Wu-Tang. And which is funny to me because like I when I first heard it, I was like, oh wait, so I didn't know the significance of Prince Paul quite yet. So I was like, wait, does he know the Wu-Tang, or is he like saying Wu-Tang because they're just famous? But clearly he like, you know, he knows them.
He's affiliated with RZA.
Yeah. RZA's on the track later.
Yeah.
But I love that
Funny as
he
shit.
puts the woo into the mythology of this album. You know, he doesn't make up a
Yeah.
band. He like uses.
No, I know that was crazy when we heard it when it first came out. I remember thinking that we were like, "Oh, he must have got permission from Wu." Like, whoa, shit, you know.
Yeah,
That was a
yeah.
big deal. You know what I'm saying?
I bet. Like it would like break the fourth wall while you're listening to a hip hop album. You know,
Yeah.
it's like wait a minute.
Exactly.
He's talking
Exactly.
about that's the woo.
Yeah. It made you even more like, man, this dude is, you know, we knew who Prince Paul was in some ways, but it was like oh shit, he's down with Wu. It was a different level.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would
That's
have loved to have like been aware of this when it came out, but yeah.
Yeah.
This is 99, by the way. So
Yeah, I was
right
of
before-
drinking age by then. I think.
right before Y2K turned us all into computer versions of ourselves.
For anybody out there in virtual land actually listening to the album while we're doing this, by the way, this is like the first reference of the word brothers
What?
kind of thing.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Oh yeah, between him and
talk
True.
about-
That is strung throughout the whole album.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That these two are just so close.
Tight knit.
Yeah.
Even the mom says late. We're gonna hear that, aren't we? About to hear soon.
Oh, maybe I think that is
Or
that.
did we? No, maybe I don't think.
No, I think
no,
that was in the other part.
That was in the one with the alarm clock. I think he says his mom says at one point.
Oh,
on the
I think
album,
you're right.
You need to be more like True when True's
Yeah.
the gangster.
Uh-huh.
Put him on. Yeah. That is
Yeah.
crazy.
God, that sucks. For Tariq's
Wow.
doing everything right, he thinks, you know.
Right.
But hey, he's got some shit though. The next track is his demo, which is the first time you get to really hear what Tariq has. I mean, you hear him earlier in the intro, but that's different part later.
Right.
This is What You Got.
Rough, rugged and real, you love it or feel the shoving the steel in your eyes. Then it lies respect for certain. Your neck was certain from the mic moving shit around. Then you like you got a groove and hitting sound. Case, I'm calling the truth, but fuck that, you crazy blaze them. Slaughtering you with love ties. With no problem.
Man, just fucking kills
Classic
it.
shit.
Kills it.
Yeah, I love that track.
Demo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
this.
that.
I like this track.
Yeah.
Isn't that the one where True comes in and says spits too?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I like about this. This is like the first layer of deception you kind of get as we're going through this, you know?
Oh right, yeah.
Because
Well,
you know
that's
how
true.
it
It does
is.
set it.
Anyways,
it sets it up
it's
later.
kind of like he puts himself back in the game, and then all of a sudden, yeah.
Well, yeah, because they
it
mentioned.
also is interesting.
Yeah, go on.
But
Oh, I was just going to say they mentioned.
it shows a go.
They mentioned that True in the previous track tried rapping and wasn't as successful at it. Go on.
Right. Well, and then it's also interesting because in these stories, a lot of times it fits the classic narrative of like the hustler can spit, but he really don't do it much. He's like, nah, I ain't doing that shit. I ain't spitting. That kind of narrative to where the other guy who's the straight guy is the spitter. You know what I mean? You see that narrative throughout hip hop stories a lot. And I think it's kind of dope how they set that up in the beginning, at least. You know?
Yeah.
To look like the normal hip hop story, you know?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
You know what
I don't think I've ever noticed that, but I'm sure if I looked for it, I would. Yeah.
I'm sure you find it in movies and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, there's always a dude who's a little harder than the other guy, you know?
Yeah. Like, different, parts of the town type of deal.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It's very interesting how you use that cliche narrative at first. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I love what I love about this track is how True comes in and it literally just unravels at the end because it's supposed to be as if he's just doing it right there with True, live, and they make it seem live with the production too, with True jumping in, and then it just
how they make it.
Yeah. Because it's such a
again they paint the picture well.
Yeah. With this, what was the single for this album? Do you know?
No, I don't remember at all.
Okay. Do you know if this one was even? Yeah. Because
I don't even know if there was one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know 1999 was full of all sorts of. I think it was being it was all the pop shit. All the pop shit was at the top of the charts. Yeah, yeah.
You know, them just started cracking a lot. 98, 99 right in there.
Yeah,
That was
yeah.
his breakout years.
Yeah.
I think it was 98, 99.
Yeah, a lot
Maybe
of shit
97, 98, I think.
Something like that. Yeah, a lot of shit happening around
Yeah,
that
I think this kind of got overshadowed by that era, though.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad
You know
that
what I mean?
you're bringing it to our attention though, because this is a great
I love it.
It's a great concept.
It should have been a more popular album, but you know, that's the breaks.
Hey, you know, I mean,
fall.
we're gonna after this episode drops, it's just gonna become another like cult classic. So.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if people pick it
You
up.
heard it here
and
first,
becomes,
folks.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you heard it here first. Like, we're starting this.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, well, this is, we're going to move on to the next track. This is The Hustle's On. So, yeah, the plot's going to thicken a little bit here. Oh, this is where we get Bitchkowski.
Mr. True, nice to see you again. License and registration, please. As a matter of fact, why don't you step out of the vehicle and come back to my car?
Why, sure, officer. Yo, son, you gonna be all right? Yeah, I got it, son.
Yeah. I think he kills it with that police officer guy, though.
Oh, he does.
I'm so glad he chose to do it. Like,
yeah, I mean, he actually plays the character real well. It's real acting, actually.
Yeah. He's having fun with it.
Everlast, we talking about.
Everlast, yeah. I couldn't remember. I kept on thinking every day, and I knew that was wrong.
Every day is like, I'll play the cop, be the same. No, I'll play.
Yeah, I played a cop like 20 years ago on this album.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I mean, it's the obvious tale of officer pulls him over, but then he pays off the officer.
Yeah, he's like, don't worry about it.
Another,
like, I got this. Yeah.
Like, the shit starts getting a little thicker. Like, you know what I mean? The drama starts to intensify. And it's a good setup for that. You know.
Well, you've seen Superfly, right? Have you seen Superfly?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, remember the time, like at the point, like the cops become involved.
I think you get your hip hop pass revoked if you haven't seen Superfly.
That's a good point.
By the way.
But yeah, I love the point in which like you find out how the cops are involved with the goings on in the street. You know, because at some point, like they have to work directly with them to get the drugs, and this album.
Well, you know what's crazy?
Also,
I'm sorry.
Go on. No, you go.
No, I was just saying in New York, that's the way it used to really be.
Oh yeah,
you know?
Absolutely. Yeah, like that was not an exaggeration.
Times, in those cities, they just telling the story.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, like that. You think that like these are like exaggerations and crazy stories, but I mean, like they're probably like the truth is probably way weirder. You know? Yeah.
Oh, way worse. Yeah, man. I mean,
this is just tip of the iceberg stuff.
New York was this is a great story that comes out of in the late 90s. He's telling the story that like at the time, it was right after New York had started to get back at this like flashy height where people were hustling and being flashy and shit. Yeah. After having an era of like it all being, remember when they started busting all the mafia and all that shit? Like New York kind of went through this period where it was like, you know, like just not as like stable, I guess.
A lot of its flavor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was a lot of crime and stuff.
Yeah.
You guys see me? Hear me?
I can see you. Yeah. But yeah, there was a can you hear and see us?
I wonder where my batteries are. Hold up.
Oh shit. We will be right back.
All right.
With the Album Concept Hour.
Hi guys, this is the daughter of Lilith, and you're listening to the Album Concept Hour.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Album Concept Hour, side A, I guess. We are going through Prince Paul's album, Prince Among Thieves, and we are joined by our co-host, John, and our special guest, RamBunxious.
Yo.
What's going on, guys? Welcome
What up?
We're about, I think we're about a third of the way through the album proper. Well, no. Not a third of the way through album proper. We're about a fifth of the way through the album proper. But yeah, the next track we have for you guys is wait, it's MC Hustler, right? We haven't done that yet, right? The one with Horror City.
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
I believe.
All right. Just check. All right. So this is track 8, MC Hustler.
Deeper than the reaper's domain to make it plain as hell. I left my spirit to dwell, but let my lyrics rebel. Documented on record to spark my brain cell.
Sorry.
I kick a style like Bruce, rocking this, rotten metropolis, drugs, thugs, and slugs. The scene it's so monotonous. One day it dawned on me as the time rolls by that the same thing that
Yeah, this has I think we were talking about it on the listen through, but I think this is where it starts to have some of that kind of grungier feel to it.
Yeah,
you
definitely a darker feel to the story at that point.
Yeah.
I mean,
like he's getting introduced to the world that he's trying to be a part of.
Yeah, that he's diving kind of head first into on accident.
Yeah. No, I like that. There is this cast of characters, and they all have like their like time to shine, like lyrically and shit. You know, they do. A really good job of that.
It's actually interesting. The characters come in. It's like almost they come in, do their thing, do their part in the story.
Yeah,
and the story just keeps moving to the next character. Yeah.
Yeah, like I think expected when I was listening to this for some of these characters to like come back at some point in a big way, and like not some of them don't, you know. So there's like the main characters,
right.
but like yeah,
right.
But this includes Superstar, well Horror City actually, which is the collective I believe, with Superstar and Mike T. Singh. This is this kind of makes me feel like he's just like being walked around like the club where all of the people reside that he's going to run into, you know, like not any specific, you know, people necessarily, but
it's a lot of setup. Like the whole first half is just a lot of setup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think it's interesting, you know.
Yeah, definitely. I was saying I was thinking when I was listening to this also though it kind of reminds me of Tribe Called Quest production a little bit too, you know. Some of the low end things.
I don't know if Prince Paul. I don't know if I don't know if he had any affiliation with them, but that's actually a possibility. I mean.
Yeah, but I just think the production sounds like something I might hear in one of those tracks, Tribe Called Quest tracks.
Yeah.
I
think it's also attributed to the style at the time.
Yeah.
But you know,
that's true.
But
it was a little more of the like.
It's dope though. I didn't think of that, but that's true. It does sound like that.
Yeah. I work backwards from the ones that I know about, you know, because I still don't have like a great breadth of knowledge of hip hop like some people do.
Yeah.
But it's to me.
That's a good way to do it, though.
Yeah. There you start with the most famous thing sometimes, and then weave your way down to the like stuff that's like the important in between stuff. You know, you don't always start with the interesting stuff, you know?
Yeah.
But let's get into another track here. This is The Call. And he's got to make some decisions.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, this is going to be track 9 into track 10. So The Call and
right.
the other line.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, True, where the phone at? Hey, yo, it's next to the bed. All right, man, I'ma call, but this ain't gonna be easy.
Hello, good morning.
Girl, I know the dawn and clear skies. Anybody just to honor the persona of my boo.
What are you smoking?
Listen to this in a joke and you're so funny.
What happened? No money? What do you need?
What do you mean?
The corny compliments. You playing with my confidence. Fuck around and consequence.
Hell yeah. I love it when I love when she comes in.
Yeah, it's like a setup to his girl like wanting to help him, but he's bullshitting and he's kind of dodging the question. I like the way that comes in.
Yeah,
like that phony compliment. That's super dope. Yeah.
Yeah. They play it out. Like I was expecting her to talk to him like his mom talks, like normal or whatever. And so I was like really like pleasantly surprised when she started rapping back at him. I was like, oh,
right,
nice, nice.
Yeah. That's super dope. It came off real well. It's hard to do too.
Yeah,
I'm saying,
yeah. This is
it just came up great.
Breeze, I guess.
Yeah, which I don't remember. I don't know who that is still to this day.
I don't know who that is myself, but Breeze, Bruin, and Heroin. Who is his girlfriend? Yeah. But this is where he's trying to get money for the shit, so he can sell it, and make more money, right?
Yeah. But the crazy thing is, True is trying to convince him to do this, right?
Yeah.
But why? But True's supposed to be the man, so why would he need to do this, right?
Yeah.
It's a real interesting twist and a real interesting dynamic to the story is that True's always is on some bullshit.
Well, yeah. Like if the whole plan relied on only you getting the money, then usually that'd be like a red flag,
right?
Exactly. But
which shows the naivety of his character, I guess.
Yeah. Well, because they're like brothers and stuff, So
right.
Yeah. They True says it and he says it at different points. So he's kind of reinforcing that idea that they're close and their bond is close. Yeah.
And he's gonna do anything, even jeopardize his relationship with his ex-girl, whatever it is, but
yeah. Exactly.
So it's interesting. Yeah.
It's kind of it's kind of a turning point for him because he's kind of has to, decide if he wants to do that, and piss off his girlfriend,
but still stay true to his homie and get this money.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's another great dynamic to the story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Definitely. But yeah, we got Crazy Lou's Hideout coming out next. Like this is where they got to go to, I guess, get ready for what they're gonna do. So
yeah,
here is Crazy Lou's Hideout.
Oh, fellas, come on in. Welcome to Weapon World, where if you find a weapon more high-powered at a lower price, I will give your girl a new weave.
Yeah, okay. I need a weapon for my man Tyreek. Today is his first day hustling, so I want to get him something.
I love the electricity in the background for no reason.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's like it makes you think you're in like a mad scientist's laboratory of some kind.
Like they're making the weapon in front of you or something.
Yeah. It's really wild. Like he's just having a lot of fun with this, I think.
Yeah.
He's like, let's just add in some fucking Telsa coils in the background.
Well, Weapon World, it's almost like it's like an exaggeration on purpose, almost like a parody again.
Yeah,
Weapon World, all the weapons you want type thing.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I mean, and like the song even is like a kind of commercial-esque thing. So
yeah, like a jingle almost.
Yeah.
I also think it's interesting that he chose to have True tell the dude that it was his first day hustling. That's something that's only for the theatrics of the play type song, right? Like of it being a story. Because obviously you wouldn't tell somebody that in real life, but for the story, it's like exaggerated theatrics. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's interesting. That's a dope choice to me.
Well, I was thinking like this could really be like a stage play. Like
100%.
Yeah, you could block out all this whole thing.
Yeah.
And I was reading that they did originally envision that they would create a movie.
Yeah, I saw you say that. But that's I never knew that. That's crazy. Yeah. I almost want to petition for them to redo that.
Right.
Do it. Yeah.
Right. Well, maybe we should just make one and then show it to.
You know what I
first animated.
Oh, well,
When I first heard this part, like I saw a musical in my head.
Yeah.
You know, they come in and the first day on the job, you know, boom, you know, like big thing. Hey, I got this over here. I got this. Come take a look. This will blow your head off.
Right.
You know?
Yeah. And they, you know, with the cast of characters they have too, you know, like
it's a rap musical.
I could just imagine this, like if they did it back in the day, did like a Broadway thing and actually had everyone in their parts. Can you fucking imagine, dude?
No, I can't imagine. No.
God damn it.
That'd be sick.
That would be so cool.
Yeah, you know what I mean? That would have been way better than Carmen on MTV or whatever that was.
Man, you know what they should that's what they should do. They should do the fucking musical like big number version of this and have like contemporary like rap and hip hop people like that are, you know, up and coming maybe, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fucking cool.
That'd be dope.
Yeah,
super dope.
Hey, any producers out there listening, just fucking like make this thing happen, all right? Whoever's got the money, just do it.
Sick.
Yeah. People would listen and watch.
You might have to get permission though on something like that.
That's true. He might have a specific vision.
You wouldn't hope to get sued too.
That's true. But yeah, as long as you don't make any money off of it, though, I think that's the key. As long as you don't make any money whatsoever off of the project.
Yeah.
So just spend a lot of time. Yeah, it'd be cool, but it'd be an undertaking.
Super.
But yeah, this track is kind of an intro to the track "Weapon World," which has Cool Keith, who is Crazy Lou. So let's get into that.
Kill a 6-foot gorilla with the skin of an alligator with aluminum. With the aluminum skin of an alligator to a 4.8 pterodactyl. That's a dragon plus.
Yeah.
Wow, lyrics, of course, Cool Keith, classic Cool Keith.
Yeah, I had to pick that line just because I loved how silly he was getting at the end there.
Yeah,
just describing the weapons.
Perfect person to have in that role.
Yeah,
which is what the fuck does that even mean? Yeah.
Right? Yeah, 6-foot gorilla with the skin of an alligator. It's like. All right.
Yeah.
All right, Cool Keith.
We're talking about weapons here? Are we brewing up a potion here?
Is this like a cauldron?
That's funny.
Toil, bubble, and trouble. Jesus.
But yeah, Cool Keith though, like he is a legend in the hip hop community. Like, you know, he's
and actually legend of playing different characters already. So it's perfect. It was a perfect character for him to choose for Cool Keith.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a lot of
crazy.
fun. Like he, I think that Prince Paul enjoys characters too, because he has a character named Chest Rockwell that he plays sometimes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. He plays that character in the Handsome
Boy Modeling School, right?
Yes, Handsome Boy Modeling School. Yeah. And he's also been on a different track that has his name on it, Chest Rockwell.
Oh.
He introduces this other album that's like songs to make love to your woman by or something.
Yeah, I think I remember that title.
Yeah.
I don't remember the album at all.
Yeah, he just does the intro for it in that character, and it's hilarious. But
all right.
Yeah. I'm only mentioning it because I'm a Run the Jewels fan, and he did it on one Run the Jewels track, and I was like, who the fuck is Chester Rockwell? Because I had no idea at the time. Because Run the Jewels was like one of the things that got me into hip hop. So I was like,
motherfucker, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, we gotta say that every week, I guess, until.
You gotta say what?
I think he said "Rest in peace, Doom."
Rest in peace, motherfucker, Doom.
For sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I hope that Dre gets better.
Dre is getting better from what I heard.
Yeah. He's still. I think he's still in the hospital, but I haven't heard anything drastic.
But doing better.
Yeah.
Where are we at now?
I'll
be honest, my phone's at like 20%.
Yeah. We are at.
Thought it would last longer.
My big chance.
I gotta figure this out.
That's all right. We gotta get through it. Here's my big chance.
Word up.
Fine choice. powerful yet lightweight, and it hides well in your anal or crutch area. That's right, including your butt pockets.
Yeah, that'll work. Yo, put it on my tongue.
Okay, gotcha. Well, fellas, enjoy.
That's funny.
Yeah.
The comedy throughout this is good.
Yeah. That's like 3 tracks in a row that are just about this exchange. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
but I think it's a big deal that he gets a gun because he's not that type of dude. So it's like it shows a big change in the story.
Yeah.
The direction he's headed.
Yeah, that's something that he mentions. Like he's kind of like surprised when he's like, wait, I thought this was just going to be like a quick thing.
Yeah.
You know, I thought this.
Why do I need a gun for, man?
Right.
Yeah.
It's just for protection, bro.
Yeah, just for protection. Come on.
The sly answer, Yeah.
Yeah, he's always got a sly answer. Like every time, like Tariq's like, wait a minute, I don't know about this. He's like, don't worry about it. Yeah.
I'm your brother. Would I ever steer you wrong?
Yeah, pretty much. It's great.
And he's got his eye on the prize, right? Like he's trying to
He's just trying to get that demo.
Yeah, exactly. Do you think that
I just needed $1,000, man.
Do you think that there's like ill intent with True? Like, do you think he's intentionally screwing Tariq over, or do you think like Tariq's trying to help, or True's trying to help Tariq?
No.
Well, I think he's absolutely. So like the way they said,
I'm just posing the question.
Yeah, I know. In the tone of voice, in the way he answers his questions, and the way he kind of pushes him a little further. It's absolute manipulation the whole time.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
and then it's like
I think he is meant to be. You're meant to be kind of suspicious of him, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Right away. Yeah.
But
it's dope.
Yeah.
Incredible story writing.
Definitely. But yeah, this again, this is not another sketch thing. So we're gonna move on to War Party, which is really fun. This is a fun track.
Yeah.
See the evil spirits enter me. Larry Singletary, now majesty, an entity. If I cut you, do you not bleed? If I bust up in her guts, do she not bear see? That resembles I hear the sound of dope fiend screams. It's gotta mean somebody schemed on the stash again. I'm spitting hollow points like phlegm. I probably bring the friend, but these days I'm drifting off.
That's a classic East Coast sound to that one on purpose, like real woo type sound.
Yeah.
It was real. You tell it was supposed to be a hard ass track, and it was.
Yeah. Spitting hollow points like phlegm.
Yeah.
And that's Horror City coming back for that track again.
Yeah, it's almost like he knew they was gonna be on the hardest tracks.
Yeah, I was gonna say because I just realized that's the other track we were talking about is like kind of a seedier kind of sound,
Yeah.
So
they went. It's a dark original New York hip hop sound. Yeah.
That's maybe that's the horror in Horror City. That's probably
that makes
just
sense.
how they do shit. Maybe
makes sense. Yeah.
But yeah, I love how
dope,
this is kind of a song that like introduces like all of like the fucking badasses like. In a row, like it just introduces just a bunch of dudes and their various experiences and why they're badass and what they've been through.
Yeah. And they're flexing skills on the verses, like you can tell they're he wanted them to come like bar heavy hard.
Yeah.
That was on purpose. I think that's super dope.
Yeah,
it's hard to mix in story. It's like the way they mix this kind of shit in story is amazing.
Yeah. Well, this is one of the most bar-heavy tracks on this part or this side of the album, the first half. Because there's like maybe like a verse and a couple verses here and there up until this point, but like this is like just start to finish. Yeah.
And it's like I'd like to see where some of these artists are at now because you can tell they can spit. You know what I'm saying? And I forgot about that shit. I forgot about how good they actually came off.
And they have
story and spitting.
They work well together too. Like they really flow off of each other. I think. Like in this track in particular, like they are it goes from verse to verse pretty fluidly.
Yeah, and then it's interesting like who he chose where and all that. It makes me Like I know Prince Paul is so creative that he had to have picked all that. Like, you know what I mean? And been very specific.
Yeah.
With you know, with the bar heavy people being where they are and all that. It just keeps amazing me how he picked that order and the everything just flows perfectly. But all these components, like which MC is gonna do what is a major component, you know.
It kind of reminds me of like a Shakespeare character that just like, you know, like a group of dudes shows up to kind of give you the vibe of something and then you never see him again. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
That's
It
funny.
really just shows his,
what's up?
It really just shows his overall composing skills.
Right.
Yeah.
He composed very nice arrangement.
Right.
Yeah.
Music, sounds, and visuals, and
very good.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Definitely.
Which is, like I say, it's incredible. Like, it's just incredible. And I still forgot. We might have to do Handsome Boy Modeling School one day because I forgot about that one, and that's a good one. It's just as good as
yeah. There's
if not
really,
better. I don't
really
know if
good
it might be
shit
better.
there.
He might have got better at that point.
Well, I think that the production is probably better, but it's like 4 years. It's like 5 years later, I think, and it's like 5 years that really count. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of there's 6 verses in here before it gets to the outro, which is like back to people talking. So yeah, a lot of stuff going on in this track.
Damn, I didn't realize that. That's crazy.
I can't get to all of it, but like, look this one up. You know.
Yeah. And that's the thing. A lot of these tracks stand alone without the story too.
Yeah.
You know,
like it's
in some way.
Like this is definitely one of those where like you need to listen to this album. Like we could describe it to you, but like if you really want to like get a cool story, like listen to this album start to finish.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Road trip.
Right. But yeah, this is next thing is I think it's a sketch leading into another song, but this is Count Macula.
Meet Count Macula.
Yeah.
Known for having the finest women from here to LA. Yo, meet my man Count Macula.
Count Macula, baby. The pleasure's all yours.
Yeah, I hear that, cousin.
Now, any assistance you may need for your sexual pleasures, come check me out. Matter of fact, let me give you some food for thought, baby.
Who's that character, does it say?
Big Daddy Kane.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was wondering that, yeah.
I was gonna say that's the character that reminds me of Chest Rockwell. Like that's pretty much how Chest Rockwell talks.
He probably collabed with Kane and told him that like let's mix but Kane used to have kind of that style. Big Daddy Kane used to have that whole ladies man type persona.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Pleasure is all yours.
Yeah, right. Like it's perfect person to put in that character, you know?
Yeah. Just another character they're having a lot of fucking fun with, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know if like they were allowed to like, you know, collaborate on like what the characters were going to be like themselves, you know, or if it was all like Prince Paul's vision, but like it's yeah, it's there's just so many fucking like cameos on here.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It gets more and more crazy as it goes.
Yeah.
You know?
Like we haven't even got like in the second half there's friggin' Chris Rock, you know?
Yeah.
So like, yeah, he goes all over the goddamn place.
It's awesome.
Yeah. But this is Macula's Theory with Big Daddy Kane.
Nice.
But regardless, I'm on some play hard shit. My body's used to all them hours on the graveyard shift. Survival of the fittest. Now all you niggas try to get this. While y'all making love, I'm making love into a business. Now, what's the matter? No confidence within your data. I seen you tripping.
God damn.
It's kind of a continuation of the earlier story when we was talking about the ladies on the corner.
Yeah, it's like another side of that.
Yeah, he meets the actual character then that whose ladies those are, obviously, or whatever, you know.
Yeah.
And I like it because it's just a typical character that's gonna be on your New York streets and shit back then. You know, there was that guy in the neighborhood type thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
That's dope.
And it's such a smooth fucking song too. Like
after hard shit too.
Yeah. It goes.
It works.
Yeah. There's a lot of different genres like of rap within this album. You know, it represents different styles as well.
Yeah. It's I mean, we keep saying it's just perfect in terms of the story. So
Yeah.
It's almost like he had to, though. The way the story goes, almost like each character had to have their own different type of music in a sense.
Well, yeah, because like they're like teaching him about like each element of the streets of New York.
And they embody a real element there.
Yeah,
so it's kind of like a chapter in a sense too.
Yeah,
He's like you almost feel like he's meeting the King Daddy here, you know? Like,
yeah. Well, and you can understand why he was like drawn into it too, because all of these characters are like larger than life. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I'd like to be like that.
That's weird because he's depicting how a lot of dudes from that era how they thought about those neighborhood dudes. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
they thought like that, like they were larger than life. They getting all the money, they'd flash, and we all just wanted to be like those guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they allow them to say that now to this day, and it's interesting that he captured that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I think that he's definitely making like a commentary on that in this moment. You know? Yeah. But yeah, this I think the next couple of ones I have them together again. So we have 17 and 18, Mr. Large into Can You Handle It?
Pop niggas like acne, pay a token to breathe. Apollo with no creed. For every government nigga, there's government cheese. I'm Mr. Please, Mr. Large, 30-foot garage, Mercedes Beggy, Mad Teddy, Mr. Ellie. Yeah, well, anyway, I got your resume faxed to me this morning.
Resume?
Shh. I see you come with outstanding merits. See, you work well with people. You have experience in handling money.
It's funny. He didn't know how he got his resume.
Yeah, right.
He's like, what resume?
Yeah. I didn't make a resume.
It's
don't worry, True got you there.
Yeah. So True told him. So True must have told him like he's done some shit already, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe fake his validity, I guess.
Yeah.
Credit.
Yeah.
Credentials. And then Chub Rock, we were talking about that earlier when Zach was on here. And that man, that's a perfect character, just voice wise.
Yeah,
to be that guy.
Yeah.
You know,
with Biz Marquee beatboxing for the background.
Yeah,
that's
classic shit.
Was it? We were just talking about how like a lot of different like genres.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah. This is just it broken down to its most basic, components.
Man, it's great, and the characters, like I say, is just. It's almost the mysteriousness of I got your resume and I know all about you. You have, experience handling money and all that. It's just that's a wild dynamic of a character. Well, like he's that overseeing the neighborhood, knows everything about everybody type shit.
Well, and it's got like the kind of Italian like mob kind of music in the background, like some fucking Godfather shit,
Mm-hmm.
So. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It gives you a pretty good idea of like what kind of place he's at,
Yeah.
Yeah. He's at like a fancy spot right now, I think, when he's talking to Mr. Large.
Mr. Large, which is funny because usually it's Mr. Big or some kind of.
Well, I was gonna say Mr. Big. That was like.
Yeah. I'm gonna get you something.
Yeah. I think it's a Sex and the City character too.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I don't know why I know.
Well,
that.
there's I'm gonna get you, sucker, and the villain was Mr. Big.
Okay.
But yeah, if I've never seen I'm gonna get you, sucker, you should go watch it. It's a Wayans movie.
Okay.
It's way old, but Chris Rock's in that one playing this dude that he ended up making famous called Cheap Pete.
Okay.
He made that character. Chris Rock made that character famous through In Living Color, but he plays that character in that movie. It's also probably similar to the character in this. It's almost like Cheap Pete, and Pookie from New Jack were this character in this, which is would have come later,
Yeah.
It's funny to me. It's funny as shit, actually.
Yeah. No, he really comes out on this album. Did
I talk too soon about that, by the way?
No. We'll talk more about it though, like on the next episode, like because there's the track with Chris Rock.
Yeah, okay. That's what I was saying. Did I say that too soon?
No. We I think I teased it earlier.
Okay, word.
Because it's Chris Rock. Like it's just you gotta know that's coming.
He's funny as shit no matter what he does.
I actually just saw him on a late night show. I've
seen him talking about
days
serious
ago.
shit, and I still laugh. It's like I'm not supposed to be laughing. He's being serious.
Well, he was on Stephen Colbert, and Stephen Colbert wanted to talk to him about serious shit. And he's like, "What is this? No music when I come in? What is this, Charlie Rose? Shit. Like what? You know?" He was like really. He was like, voicing how upset he was with how serious it was. It was a good interview.
Well, hey, I'm gonna warn you. I got 10%.
All right, we got one more track. This is "Put the Next Man On," and this is how we're gonna be closing off to the second half.
Well, this before it starts.
Sorry.
I got some flow. You getting dough, baby darling. I'm getting flow. We can chill on the hill. Word bond. And put the next man on like we supposed to put him on. If you got some flow and I got some flow, you getting dough.
Yeah. So this is. I think this is again like this. I think this is like the second time that Tariq's like really going off on his own rap.
Yeah, it's interesting too though because it's the narrative that should be happening, right? Like, hey, I'll hook you up, you hook me up,
Yeah,
but it's a great transition track into the rest of the real gritty meat of the story.
Yeah. I feel like he gets like he definitely has the like illusion that like this is gonna not the illusion per se, but he thinks things are gonna be all right. Yeah, I think that this is cool, and it's gonna be like a positive experience overall. He's gonna get his demo tape to the Wu-Tang.
Yeah, the Wu-Tang.
Yeah. The Wu.
To the Woo, the Woo.
Yeah,
That's why he doesn't say the Tang.
No, I know the Woo.
It's a smart way to say it though. It's funny as shit to me still every time they say it.
Yeah, and it's so cool that it's in there.
Yeah, it's like a timepiece, for the story.
And I don't know if I don't think Little Kim's a part of this, but he mentions Little Kim in this verse. I think I get money like Little Kim.
Oh, word.
But yeah, I feel like he's just trying to like put it like check off a bunch of like hip hop things for this album. He's like, I want this. I want all this shit on this album.
I like that actually though. Kind of like I said, it's like almost like makes it a period piece.
It is. It really,
yeah. Say. Yeah.
That's a good point. It really is.
It's great.
Yeah. Oh, man,
because you don't mention the Woo in that way except during that period.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously they're still legends and doing what they're doing, but
yeah.
The way they say it, it's like it's the end goal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh my God, that was peak Woo.
Oh fuck yeah.
Peak Woo. But they will rise again.
That's actually a dope. That's a dope name in some way. Peak Woo.
Peak Woo. Actually, yeah.
That might be a dope documentary name.
Yeah. I do think that there should be a movie where they steal back the thing that the album that they sold to Martin Shkreli.
That'd be fucking great. And add Harold and Kumar in there or some shit.
I was thinking Bill Murray. Bill Murray in there.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I think that they
can. Dan Aykroyd. Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd would be good too.
My God. Oh, that'd be amazing. Great. Yeah. If you guys are listening, fucking do this shit.
That'd be sick as fuck.
But this is gonna be the end of the first half of Prince Monk Thieves. But before we get out of here, we like to go around and give people plugs and ask what you're listening to. So Ram, before your battery dies here, what have you been listening to, and what do you got to plug?
Well, I got a couple albums coming out with both out, and Every Day, who was on here earlier, or who was going to be on the second one again.
Yep.
Those, I won't get too much into those, but we talked about Pick Apart the Past podcast. That's the only plugs I'm going to do.
Okay.
The RamBunxious music everywhere. RamBunxious. What am I listening to?
Yeah. What are you jamming on?
Lately, I'm not gonna lie, I've been listening to a lot of beats in myself because I prepare and stuff. But I've been listening to, I mix it up. I do a lot of shuffling.
Taking some advice from Danku.
Was it? Oh, well, yeah.
Danku mentioned that in the last Pick Apart the Passion episode.
So I've been listening to a lot of mixes. So a lot of Miles Davis here and there.
Cool.
Was in there. Man, I was listening to something recently that's new, and I really was fucking with it, and I can't remember what it was, which is horrible for a time like this.
That's all right. That's all right.
I've been bumping Mozzie a lot, dude from Sacramento, West Coast MC.
Okay.
I've been banging his shit a lot.
Nice.
It was something I was listening to that kind of pertains to the concept shit, but I can't remember what it was, and I'm irritated by that. Anyway, that's what I got.
Check out the latest episode of Pick Apart the Passion, though. Tony Patagonia, Righteous Objectives. It was really great conversation with a Chicago hip hop artist. And
do you tell these people that you produce it too? By the way.
I don't think I've mentioned it, but I'm on that one as well.
I just kind of know about it. That's it.
But I lay in the cut for the most part and just do the dials and shit. But I chime in sometimes.
That's called producing it.
Yes. Well, sometimes producers are silent.
That's true.
Yeah. But
we have the lucky podcast where our producer is part of the show.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah,
exactly.
I produce it and I talk and.
Well, I want to be. I would never have it be like where I'm like, hey Brad, like a Jamie to a Rogan. Hey Brad, I need a question. That's stupid. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Like,
Jamie,
I'd rather be on camera in the damn podcast.
Yeah. Do we have Jamie interviews? Does he ever interview Jamie?
No, I don't think.
I want to know more.
Has Jamie ever been on camera?
I want to know more about Jamie. Joe Rogan, you need to you need to flesh out Jamie's like character arc here. All right.
If you watch it you might want to cut all this, but if you watch that show enough, you get a little tidbits. But I've seen him on camera maybe twice.
Yeah.
I didn't even know what Jamie looked like for years.
Yeah.
But anyway, that would be corny to me.
Yeah,
there's an element I think of that that's corny,
I think it would be funny. I think it'd be a funny experience just for like nerds of the show that like listen to every episode. It's like, let's deep dive on Jamie. Let's see what this is about. What does he think about the world?
That'd be funny as shit.
Yeah, that'd be great.
But Jamie's a sneakerhead. I know that. That's funny.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, random. But yeah.
But yeah, you know something though about Jamie. What about you? What about you, John? What have you been jamming on recently?
No, I've been listening to a lot of folk radio and a lot of America radio on Pandora.
Okay.
So that's you got your classic like Chicago in there. Your Red.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Is that because you were just on side B?
Really digging the slow jams at work.
Is that because you were just on side B? And we've been talking about
that's definitely helped. Yeah. Oh yes, Lou Reed.
Yeah.
This is side B, Lou Reed, New York.
Yeah,
very current.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, John was a guest on the Pick Apart the Passion side B, which is on our Patreon, patreon.com/flyoverstatepark. But yeah, John was our first guest on that. We did Lou Reed's New York. And I'm sure there's a lot of albums just about different places in the United States. So
that's the album Concept Hour side B, by the way.
Yeah.
I was wondering. You said it different.
You said Pick Apart the Passion.
Yeah. Did I say Pick Apart the Passion side B?
Yeah, I was like, wait.
Oh my God!
I knew what you were talking about though.
Yeah. Crossover event of the century.
I knew what you were talking about. At first, I was confused, but I knew what you were talking about.
Yeah. Oh man, maybe we'll figure that out later. Pick Apart the Passion side B, but this is the album Concept Hour side B. But yeah, that's behind the paywall. We're going to be putting out videos of our podcast episodes as well soon. So check that out. It's only $3 a month. We're going to be putting more and more content in there. And then other than that, I was just going to plug Pick Apart the Passion. So. Thanks everyone for listening. And we'll definitely be back here next week with Ram for
we'll be back to finish out the rest of this saga.
Yeah, you guys don't know what's about to happen. Truth. You've heard us talk about the hard truths, but like you haven't seen the hard truths yet. So you're about to see it. Yeah.
Word.
So
all right,
man. Thanks for being on, Ram. I really appreciate it. Catch you later.
I'm out of y'all.
Peace out.
Peace out.
Thanks for listening. The Album Concept Hour is Brad LeBaron, Dave Gallagher, John Aker, and Scott Wesley. Special thanks to King Gizzard and the Lizard Wizard for the theme music. Please like us on Facebook or friend us on Twitter or MySpace and let us know what concept album you would like to hear on the podcast. See you on Side B. This is Flyover State Park. You are clear to land.